In Tennessee, the Memphis City Council says if state lawmakers don't take action to reduce gun violence, they'll take matters into their own hands, drafting their own laws.
And tonight, WREG's Alex Coleman tells us about the council members leading that charge and what the governor sees as a possible solution.
Just days after the lockdown on Highland Street and the shooting inside Fox 13, the Memphis City Council is pushing to consider gun control legislation, even if it goes against state gun laws.
First off, the whole thing was horrific and sad and unfortunate. And I think what's sad and unfortunate is it's not just this thing. It's been a series of events in Memphis, in Tennessee, and around the nation that have been happening far too often.
Too long, too many. And we just have to do something to protect the health and safety of our citizens.
Council members Chase Carlisle and Dr. Jeff Warren, appearing on WREG's Live at 9, say protecting the health and safety of citizens could come in the form of the council passing its own gun ordinances. The proposed ordinances could possibly ban assault weapons and permitless carry in Memphis.
You should have the right to carry a firearm, but we want you to do so responsibly, and no one has really defined what responsible gun ownership really is.
And if we're not being protected by our state, then we have to step up and do what we need to do. And I assume that when we do pass this, we will be in court.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has called for a special session of the legislature to tackle gun safety in the state, but an exact date has not been set. This week, while in the Memphis area, the governor responded to demands for changes in gun laws.
I think the ideal solution is that we find a way to do what most people think is important, which is to make sure that people that are a threat to themselves or others because of a mental crisis, that people that are a threat do not have access to weapons.
People should realize it's not just us. We've got our governor trying to help us with this.
The gun debate heating up as council members prepare to draft their own gun laws if the General Assembly doesn't take action.
I think what we're trying to do is to get some sort of reasonable gun control, not gun annihilation. We're never going to do that in our country, but we can get some sort of controlling registration.
But it's about continuing the conversation and continuing to bring awareness to the issue that we're just not sitting idly by, even if it's an uphill battle.
Alex Coleman, WREG TV, News Channel 3.
Governor Lee has said that special legislative session on public safety will possibly take place sometime after July 4th. Of course,